all the various angles that you need to form a full opinion of whether that's a foul or not. He's given him one angle across the 18-yard box and given it him about 10 times.
Yeah.
You can see that after one replay. Yeah. Show the whole lot. Give them the 3, 4, 5 angles. That we've got hundreds.
This one is the only one he needs, Mike.
This is the only one he needs, and it's the only one he doesn't get. He could have had the one from behind the goal as well. See that camera in the net? Bottom left there, in the net. He could have had that one as well. This one. He could have had that one as well. There's 2 angles that showed the shirt pull. Not one of them, not one of the replays showed the shirt pull. And he's just going from side on when it didn't look. He's going from this one every single time. Doesn't look like a foul. Don't blame him for not giving it on VAR.
Crazy decision.
VAR is to blame, not the referee, not the referee at all. The VAR didn't give him the right angle.
Who's on VAR? That's who's to blame.
Look, if he saw all of those, he clearly wouldn't have said that that's a clear and obvious error. It's a penalty, so.
And listen, it was a really exaggerated dive by Ashley. Let's get it right. It was the worst dive ever. He's pulled his shirt and his legs have gone over. It was the worst dive ever. But Ashley Young is amazing at it. So whether it's a penalty or not, I'm sort of still debating. It was a tiny tug. Was it a pen? Was it or not? What I'm most disappointed at is the referee hasn't been given
the clearest angles
to make an informed decision. That's what's got my goat.
OK, and we can tell that. And if he'd seen that particular angle, you would think he wouldn't deem that clear and obvious.
Yeah, but when we saw that, because like we said, we thought the dive was really acrobatic. But like when we saw this, we thought, once he sees this.
If you're sent to the monitor and see this, which he didn't, you stay with your decision, righty, do you?
Probably, yeah. You would, because when you look at it from that angle, like Tim said, even Harry Maguire's hands around him, it doesn't look like snap pulls, and that's why he's gone down.
Do you know what would have happened, righty, is he wouldn't have gone to the monitor. VAR didn't see that.
Yeah.
And so VAR would have looked at it and thought, shirt pull, then OK, if that's what you've thought, then they wouldn't have even sent
How haven't they seen that when we've seen
believe that?
He just kept looking at the same angle. I'm like, please, show the next one, show the next one. And 10 replays later, same one, and they've not even... And then 30 seconds later, we've started watching the game again, and all of a sudden, this is what they said. They just kept showing this. He just kept watching this and watching it again and watching it again. It's like, yeah, I've seen it once. Now show me 2 or 3 different angles. Didn't show it at all.
Wow.
Is a referee not inclined to ask VAR, do you have another angle?
Well, he should have another angle. Yeah, he should.
Yeah, but then surely... but you say that...
But he's trusting the VAR.
Yeah, that's true. Because as a referee, you're in charge of that. You're going to show him every angle. Yeah. So he's got a great opportunity to make the right decision. I cannot believe that.
If you're the referee looking at that side on, you're probably thinking, oh, yeah, he hasn't... He is a dive. Because his legs go up and you can quite clearly see he's not touched his legs. So you're probably thinking, oh, I've probably made a mistake here. You're thinking...
Yeah, you know, from that angle that the referee saw, you couldn't see De Ligt pull him, and the foul was on De Ligt. So
which makes me believe that the referee didn't give the penalty for shirt pulling. Right. Because if he had seen the shirt pull, he would have said, hang on, no, I saw the shirt pull, not that.
That's a good point.
So it makes me believe that the referees bought the dive as if it was a trip.
Right.
But that's what VAR are there for, to assist him.
Mike, you need to get a show on this, man.
I know.
The problem is he hasn't got one for 3 weeks. Oh, dearie me. Right, OK, we are 1 down, well, as you can tell, with so many talking points. 2-2 at Goodison. And who knows if Everton should have had a penalty after, of course, Brentford's thumping 4-0 win at Leicester to set the Premier League weekend off on Friday evening. 5-game goal rush to come, headlined by Arsenal's game against West Ham, the only unbeaten home record in the Premier League. Aston Villa, Chelsea later, and then the 2 games on Sunday, which of course finishes with Liverpool's trip to the Etihad to take on Manchester City. So in the end, it was a point apiece, which means that Everton stay a point ahead of Manchester United, 31 plays 30, and a reminder that Wolves, Ipswich and Southampton are all playing shortly in terms of the fight for survival. Liverpool play tomorrow. The big question is in goal rush, can Arsenal move up to 56 points, win again, and reduce that gap to 5 points? They both would have played 26 games before Liverpool kick off at the Etihad tomorrow.
Ruben, it was a crazy end to the game, a completely different second half to the first half that we saw. First of all, talk us through what you saw with that penalty decision right at the end.
No, I think it's a soft touch. It was not from what I saw. I don't like to talk, especially when the game is finished in a few minutes. But I think it was a soft penalty. It was clear.
Are you pleased with the point?
If you start the game without the first half and losing 2-0, it's a good point. But we need to win 3 points and we need to play all the game.
Is that the most disappointing part, the fact that you managed to find yourself in a position to be 2 goals down heading into the second half?
Of course, but that is not the worst part. The worst part is that we have the free men. We are losing ball without any pressure. I mean, we are not doing what's supposed to do, and then it's really hard. And then we suffered 2 goals in second balls, and that was clear that they will create that chances by second balls. We were soft.
How do you go about fixing those problems that you're seeing?
In training, we continue to do the same. That's why in the second half we didn't change nothing. We have to do the same thing, but in a good way.
The 2 goals that were scored today both came from set pieces. Is scoring goals in the team still an issue for you?
Yes, not just scoring goals, but also create a lot of chances. We have to improve on that. But last game also we had chances. This game also we struggled with scoring goals.
Everyone can see that you so desperately want to make a success at Manchester United. Why haven't you been able to do that consistently so far with the results?
I don't know. If I know, I will change it. We have to continue to think in the next game. And everything we do during the week, we have to use it in the game. And if we do that, we are near to win games like we did in the second half. If we don't, we are not going to win.
How can you make this team better then between now and the end of the season?
In this moment, we need to focus on day by day. We need to survive this season. That is clear, and then to think ahead. But we have so many problems, and then when you go to the game and we let the time pass, it's really hard. Of course, I don't want to say just the negative part. The second half was so much better in belief, and in the end, I think we were near to win this game also.
Thanks, Ruben.
Thank you.
Well, 20 minutes to go. They were still 2-0 down. Then the Bruno Fernandes free kick gave them hope. Goalkeeper's point of view in terms of Jordan Pickford here, Tim?
Well, I think there's a point in time right now where that ball is too close to the edge of the box. If he goes up and over the wall, you put your hand up. You have to stay on your side of the goal when it's that close. He sets the wall up just fine. Just have to trust it in that moment. You can see him shift over because he gets a little bit nervous.
I think as well, Steve, when you look at the size of those guys in the walls, I think there's Branthwaite, Beto and someone else of real height. I think you've just got to take your chance. They're going to jump. If he could get it over them, the goalkeeper's not going to get blamed. Yeah, you can see it, Branthwaite there. I think it's O'Brien and Beto. If you're going to go over that wall, good luck to you. But you should not be leaving that side. I think he tried to gamble on it. He tried to gamble on where Bruno was going to put that.
Yeah, nowadays more than ever, you've just got to stay and protect your side. You know what they call them? Draft excluders or something that lie below. Yeah. You've got somebody lying there. You've got 6'5" people jumping as well. It's virtually impossible nowadays to get up over a wall from so close. The one thing, I know Keepers Union is next to me, but the one thing you can't do is vacate that big area. It's a huge error from
especially with Bruno. Bruno on that ball. He's going to take advantage of that.
And 8 minutes later, Manuel Ugarte, who's obviously been bought as a holding midfield player, and that's his role. That's why it's only his 5th senior career goal, his first United one, but he took it well, didn't he?
Well, the way he took it, you'd be surprised when somebody said he's only scored 5 goals in his career, because this was a lovely first touch. Anticipated it and kept it down. Yeah. Almost put a little bit of fade on it. Some people think he miskicked it slightly, but the way he's stretching for it's the only way you can hit it really, and it just fades away from Pickford. That's a beautiful goal.
Yeah, it's lovely. Lovely the way he took the control.
Who's down there? I mean, somebody's just down on their haunches. He would have got to him if he wasn't sitting on the floor on the edge of the box.
It was Branthwaite in the end.
Was it?
Just couldn't quite recover.
But Everton just tailed off in that second half. Well, I think the energy of the first half.
I think there's this myth in football that you're a pressing team. No team can press for 90 minutes. So they came out of the traps. They were right against it. United found it hard. But ultimately, if you can get through that, you can wear teams down because it's hard to press. Now, there might have been a point in time where you get some subs on and then put the energy back up. But ultimately, again, credit to United in the second half.
But ultimately, he's had 7 Premier League games in charge and he lost one of them, David Moyes.
It's still a good draw in the end at home. Obviously, being up 2-0, it's not. But at home against United, it is.
And we just heard from Ruben Amorim, he just wants to go back to that training pitch and keep trying to improve and start the game like they ended it.
Yeah. I mean, at half-time, I thought, well, do you really? I mean, there's nothing really improving from anything at the moment. But that second half will breathe a little bit of life back into that Manchester United team.
OK.